Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello and welcome back to a new episode of The Arrow. And today is a special podcast because I think in last 16, 17 episodes, whatever I have published, this is my first international podcast. And my guest today is Iwona Roslonek. I guess I said your name right because so first of all, please introduce yourself to our guest and then we can directly get into the topic.
Yes, so hello everyone and hello Varun. I'm happy to be here. I'm Iwona Roslonek from Vancouver, Canada, and I am the hypnotist.
So welcome again. And viewers, I think we all have read comics when we were kids and we have watched too many TV series and movies. And whenever we watch those science fiction or some scary movies or something, there was always something which gathered all our attention was hypnotism. And we all thought that, okay, hypnotism is always in movies. It is not so real. But about me, when I started growing up and internet came, I came to know that actually hypnotism is actually a real science. And mostly I know the uses of hypnotism is that it is used to cure addictions, cure depression, cure anxiety, and so many other uses. But mostly we all know it from those people who do stage shows and make 50 people sleep all at once and do scary stuff or crazy stuff, sometimes act like monkey or something. So Iwona, first of all, explain to me and my viewers here that what is hypnotism, right? And how does it happen? First of all, what happens in our brain? And as I said, the uses of it, apart from what we all know.
Okay, so first I'd like to make a distinction between hypnosis for the use of entertainment on stage or in the movies, woo-woo stuff, which is completely different than the hypnosis I'm using for the purpose of change. As you mentioned, people have some habits that they like to change. People experience emotions like anxiety or powerlessness, insecurity that they would like to change, eliminate, or maybe they would like to bring some other emotions in their life, confidence, motivation, and they feel stuck. So I use hypnosis for the purpose of hypnotherapy, change work, to help people move on in life when they're stuck. And what is hypnosis? I think if you asked 10 people, they would all give you a different definition. It's a little bit like asking someone what is consciousness or what is love. You'll get those different definitions. And, some people mix it with mysticism. Some people mix it with new age, special powers. But for me, as a change worker, facilitating people to overcome their problems, I look at hypnosis as a natural ability of every person to focus attention and to engage imagination, expand the awareness, and accept suggestions. And this is what we're doing all the time from day one when we are born. So we arrive on that planet with a clear mind. There is nothing there. And what we going through life, I come originally from Poland, from communist country, Poland. You come from India. So as we go through life, we are getting influenced by people around us. And we're getting all those suggestions into our beautiful, pristine minds. And if we're lucky to be born in a family that is empowering and, knows how to raise children properly, then we get empowering suggestions. and we grow with confidence, and we move through life, facing challenges and failures, which is actually more like a lesson. And on the other hand, if we are born in an environment where we hear, you're ugly, you're clumsy, you are, not as good as the neighbor's child, we are being basically hypnotized. We are getting that suggestions from everywhere, and it's not only from our parents, but from our teachers, from our culture, from the religion, and and that it's just like a deposit that goes into our mind, and there's a certain God that goes there. There's a certain belief about what it means to be a man or a woman, that you need to marry and have 2.4 children to be respectable human being. And what is it as if not hypnosis? Because then we go through life as if we are in a trance, and when a person comes to me, they are already in a trance. They wake up every morning, they go to the mirror, and some of them say, yes, another day, look at you, you're just such an amazing person. But most people go and look in the mirror and say, oh, I don't like what I'm seeing. Another day, another, commute, another day at the work that I hate. And that is running over and over every day, all day long in their mind. So they are self-hypnotizing themselves. So the same is with anxiety. People are time traveling into the future and thinking what can go wrong even before that went wrong. Depression, they go time traveling into the past, and they're constantly ruminating. Those are all trance states. So there is nothing woo about it. It's a natural ability. You focus on certain mindset. You focus on who you think you are, and this is who you become. So basically, this is a hypnosis to me. It's a natural ability to focus attention, engage imagination, because all those anxieties, depressions, insecurity, those are all imaginations. They don't exist other than made up in our mind. And accept the suggestion. So we suggest to ourselves, no, we can't do it. No, we shouldn't do it. No, we can't go after a better job because we are not good enough. Suggestion constantly running. That's hypnosis.
I see. I totally understand what you said, but there were some words which you used. They are part of normal English vocabulary, but here it meant something else. Just for example, I would firstly like to ask you, what do you mean when you say suggestion? Because
suggestion. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, instead of telling you, I'm going to show you. So if you can rub your hands like this, okay, create some energy and put those hands in front of you like this. Yeah, so I can see them. Oh. So I can see your hands. Yeah, like this. Beautiful. And now imagine with that powerful imagination of yours that there are two powerful magnets in each of your hands. And those magnets are pulling those hands together. Just pulling those hands together. Just feel those magnets pulling those hands together. And in the moment, those hands are going to touch. That's right. You already noticed the space is becoming closer, closer, closer. Yes. So you feel those magnets pulling together. And when they touch, allow your eyes to close. That's right. And feel that state of hypnosis flooding your body. That's right. Okay. Now lower your hands, open your eyes. Okay, so what happens?
I don't know.
See, I focused your attention. I gave you instruction. look between your fingers. So focus attention. So you're not concerned about what's going on. And I gave you suggestion that there are magnets here, even though there are no magnets, right? I gave you suggestions and you believed me. And that all happened automatically. So this suggestion is what you hear every day, all day long, from advertisements, from other people, from culture, from the environment. You hear that we have that COVID pandemic and there is so many people dying. And, so suggestion is danger, but the media doesn't tell you that 98% of people are not dying, but recovering. But your focus is on, the calamity, because this is what sells. So this is a suggestion, this constant flood of suggestion that goes in our brain, which is no different than what we've done with that little exercise.
I understand, because normal people like me, we think that suggestion means an idea to solve a problem, right? So
yeah.
This suggestion, it more means that putting an idea into your own mind, whatever it is, not necessary for a problem. I mean, we will use it to solve a problem, but it's just an idea, right?
Yeah. And it's happening automatically. So, outside of your conscious choice, it feels to you that those hands are moving together. And, this is exactly how it works when a physician is using hypnosis for operation. Some people are allergic to the drugs, and they can be put into anesthetic state through medicine. So they're being hypnotized, and over several sessions, obviously not just one session, there's suggestions about their pain experience. You can make suggestions that your hand is becoming colder, and it's getting colder and colder and colder, and you feel those shivers going down your hand, going down your neck, and you start feeling this. This is a suggestion, and you start believing it. So this is what I mean by suggestion, something that I'm telling you, and it's coming, it's feeling like it's happening automatically for you.
So what happens inside the brain when you are giving suggestion? Because normally it is like everything has to follow the laws of physics, everything has to follow science. So when there is, just taking ahead with your example, the temperature outside is still 40 degrees, but still I am feeling cold now in my hands and my neck. So how does it happen that it is different from the outside reality and our mind can change it? So what is happening inside our brain?
Our mind is so powerful, and our mind actually creates bodily sensations, which people who, for example, have a different type of phobia. I love working with people who have a public speaking phobia. They would like to advance in life, but they can't because they are afraid. And their body is actually producing bodily sensation, heart palpitations, frozen hands, stomach problems. So, their mind manufactures something, and it's sending signals through your entire body, and your body follows your mind. So what is happening in your brain is you can imagine anything. What happened in the brain of a person 200 years ago, 150 years ago, first time when they imagined a plane, what had to happen at that time? It was a miracle, right? It was a miracle. The power of a human brain brought the airplane into the existence, brought the jumbo jet into the existence, and it all happened through imagination. And even Albert Einstein said that imagination is more important than knowledge, because imagination, everything that will be invented a year from now, 10 years from now, 100 years from now, right now is just an imagination. It doesn't exist. So if we only focus on things that we know for sure, our knowledge, and exclude things that we call miracles, then we are missing on discovering all those wonderful things. And this is also happening with all that we believe that we are, which is even more destructive. Because the moment you imagine yourself to be limited in any way, you bring it into your life and you live your life according to your own imagination.
I see. Another question, which is again connecting to this suggestion point, is that how much important is the language a hypnotist use? So, if, for example, if I didn't know English and you only know English, so will it be possible that you can hypnotize me?
It's possible just to hypnotize without speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking, staring into your eye, and mimicking your body language. So you can go into a trance, but the change work will not happen because for a change work, I have to communicate with you. So hypnosis is not something that is a sleep state. You're not going to sleep. It's an active. I have to communicate with your mind, with that mind where those habits are coded. We call it in hypnosis subconscious or unconscious mind. So if you don't understand my language, then we cannot communicate. I can still put you in a pleasant state of a trance, but there won't be any change work happening. And this is what I'm interested in, and not interested in, just having my clients a nice experience of going in a trance and relaxing, but actually helping them change their life.
I see. And another, again, a vocabulary question. When you say trance, normally by trance, people think that, okay, if we smoke pot or weed, we go in some kind of trance. Or some people who go and pray in a temple or something, they go inside a trance, they do not think about anything. Sometimes their mind become blank when we do meditations. Some people say they go into trance, deep breathing, and so on. So in hypnotism, what is trance?
So the trance is that state where you open your mind to suggestion. So there are different approaches to hypnosis. There are even conversational hypnosis. So you don't have to go into a formal trance, like going deeper down. When you go through a formal trance, you actually slow your brain waves. So normally your brain waves operate into a beta state, so it's really alert. And this is also when stress, burnout, anxiety functions. Then you go down with the client just through sometimes whole body relaxation. There are different ways to induce trance. You're going down to alpha state, which is more like a meditative flow state. And then you go even slower into a theta brain waves, which is hypnosis, which is really open, very receptive, where the suggestions are easily accepted. Because if I give you suggestion like this without any preparation, you have something like an internal control that you're going to reject that. For example, you're coming as a smoker to me, and I say to you, stop smoking. I mean, you're going to reject that. So the trance is basically to relax the mind, because our mind has something like a critical faculty, is called in hypnosis. So you learn, go through your life, and you learn all those influences, and they become your belief system. So you have a certain God, and somebody comes and tells you, no, there is another God. So you are locked within your belief system. You reject it. If you believe that you're fat and ugly, and this is your belief system, then if even if you tell yourself affirmations, it's not going to penetrate. So trance facilitates, this relaxation of those controls that you have. This belief: I shouldn't, I can't stop that habit. I can't stop that addiction. I'm just an anxious person. I can't. Then it relaxes that state. It opens you up, and then the suggestion can come in and be accepted by your mind.
So, how important is? No, I should ask that. For example, I am different from you, right? And if we both are going to a hypnotist, and you are quite strong-headed, and I'm quite weak-headed, so will it matter to the hypnotist that he can make me go into a trance and make me believe things easily than he or she can to you?
I can't make you do anything. When you come to see me, you want to change. So if you come to me with a resistance, first of all, why would you be coming to see me and paying the fees to me? So with the people that come to me, they already want to change. So they come with a different attitude, and they already watched, my YouTube channel. They already got familiar with who I am. So, there has to be trust. Without trust, when a person comes in, and sometimes you're not on the same kind of like an energetic wave. Sometimes we like some people immediately, and sometimes we're like, oh. If we can't establish that trust at the beginning, then it won't happen. The change won't happen. Rapport, trust, and I always, when you come to me, I don't see you as broken, defective, deficient, or weak, having weak mind or weak personality. I see you as a person as you were born on day one, when you didn't have any beliefs, when you didn't have any limitations, when you were unlimited. I already see you whole. I see that potential, and that potential for healing, for change, is not with me. It is inside of you. You were already born with that potential. So I only act as a catalyst to help you get it out of yourself. I'm not your guru that is bringing you some kind of magic. So I'm not doing work on you. I'm helping you to get what you have, your gifts from within, kind of like a detonated outside.
I see. So what happens to those people? For example, if I want my friend to come to you and he or she is not willing, but I said, okay, please come and try. Please come and try. So it won't work.
No, I won't even see this person. If she doesn't want to see, if you are a smoker and your doctor tells you you have to quit smoking because you're going to die in 6 months, and you come to me and you sit in my chair or over the Zoom, because I do my sessions over the Zoom internationally, and you say, yes, I'm coming here because my doctor sent me, but really, I so enjoy smoking, I don't want to give up. Then I say, I can't help you, because I'm not into mind control. This is the biggest misconception about hypnosis. Hypnosis is not a mind control. You are doing this to yourself. I'm just guiding you. I'm your guide. But if you don't want to do it, it will not happen. Because if I could do anything, I would be a billionaire. I would put you in a trance like this. If you didn't have to have an agreement with me that you want to do it, I would ask you your credit card number, and I would buy a nice car. And so if this was possible, mind control, this is what would happen. But it is not possible. I can't override the human will. I can't.
I see. So I think me and all the viewers probably now have understood what hypnotism is. But now let's get back to you. And how did you become a hypnotist? And this is first part. And the second part of the same question will be that what is required in a person within herself or himself to become a hypnotist?
Mhm. Well, my path led me through the corporate job. I worked for 20 years as an accountant, CPA, corporate controller, which was completely different. And then, my kids grew up, and I paid off all my liabilities and comfortable financially living downtown Vancouver at the beach. And I decided I want to do something completely different. And I was going through lots of personal change and trying different spiritual paths and studying Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, doing yoga, like real yoga, not exercise yoga, but the yoga of the mind, the original yoga. And then, I became vegan and became really involved in protection of the life force on this planet. And then people started coming to me with problems. I started attracting people somehow, and so I kind of shifted on that path. And I went to Academy of Modern Applied Psychology. I learned mindfulness and cognitive behavioral therapy, life coaching, and hypnosis. And this is how it started. And then since then, I went through 3 other schools, hypnosis schools, because the learning never ends, because our mind is so vast and there's so many approaches to change. Some people are more into formal hypnosis. They like to go into a trance. And with some, I'm just doing conversational hypnosis. When we have a conversation, just like I have with you right now, and there is no trance. And this is as possible as advertisements on TV that have an influence upon us all the time. So, we wear a certain clothes because they are being advertised with those beautiful women and handsome men. So we watch, we buy. This is hypnosis. What is it if not hypnosis? So it can happen without going into a trance, just by talking.
Yeah, believe me, I am in trance right now, especially when the subject is so interesting. I don't think anything else.
Yes.
And uh, as I was asking, the second part of the question was that many people were with you in those courses of hypnotism, but all were not like you. Some were good, some were bad, and some just can't do it. So my question was that what is required in the particular person who is learning to become a hypnotist? Just for example, talk about yourself, obviously.
Okay. You have to have a burning desire to help. If you just want to do it for show, or because you want to have a label of the hypnotist, you're not going to create that intimate connection with another person, because what's required for that person to trust me and open up their life to me, I have to exude an energy of really wanting to help that person with my heart, not just with my mind, but with my heart. So, yes, maybe people are going there because they're curious and it sounds like magic and they want special powers or they want mind control. So intention. What takes a good hypnotist? It is an intention, genuine intention coming from the heart of helping another human being.
I see. I think it is the main source of many people. I mean, I am a big fan of Elon Musk, and he just started from PayPal. I mean, PayPal is not small, but he started because of hobby. But his main intention was to make human species interplanetary, and now he is or was the one of the most richest person in the world, or known richest person in the world. And when people ask him, why do you want to do it, and he just says, I want to save human species. So people do a lot of things when their intention is real and pure, I guess. And
And my other my other reason is, I left my country as a political refugee. I escaped communism. I went to Germany, then I went to Canada. I started from nothing. And because I was nothing, I didn't know any language, I didn't know English, I didn't have any money, I had an empty room, no furniture, nothing. And I got very depressed and feeling sorry for myself. And then also developed social anxiety because I was, completely without roots, no family, completely different society. So I went through lots of pain myself in my life, and I overcame that. I overcame, public speaking phobia. I'm just talking with you right now, but before it was just impossible. Talking with you, never, not for $1 million. So because I can really empathize with the person that is struggling right now, and it took me, 30 years from, I was 24 when I landed in Canada. It took me 30 years to overcome everything. I'm just thinking, I have that gift, and I want to give it to people, and this is exciting because right now aging, I want a different purpose in life than just making money. And so that's why I shifted my career, because this is exciting. I can do this when I am 80. I can still help people when I'm, an elderly, shaking, kind of like a witch. I can still help people. This doesn't have an expiry date, that job. So it makes me feel excited about the second part of my life.
Yeah, God bless you for that, and may you help people all your life. Now, I think the other thing which I want to ask is that, as you were saying, helping people, what all conditions and what all mental states can a hypnotist solve or assist in solving?
Assuming that a person really wants to change, 10 out of 10, burning desire to change. It can help a person to overcome crippling belief, the belief I'm not good enough, I'm ugly. This is at the root cause of other problems. Let's say I'm overeating, I have the sugar addiction, and so the person comes to me with, let's say, sugar or junk food addiction, is overweight, suffering from health problems, and looking at the future that it's going to be a chronic disease and early mortality. So the presenting problem is, let's say, sugar addiction or junk food addiction, but underneath there is a root of that problem. Why is this person overeating? Is this person, maybe when this person was a 5-year-old girl, she has to clean up the plate. And when she cleaned up the plate, then her mom was so super happy and gave her love. So, doing a diet without going into the root that goes deep, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years before, is just, you cut you cut a plant at the root, but the root is still there and then it's still growing. That's why 95% of diets fail, because they don't go too deep to the root. So, any habits that are destructive, smoking, overeating, nail biting, OCD, rechecking something, any emotional states like anxiety, stress, burnout, feeling like you are stuck, like you don't have a clarity what you want to do in life. Basically, I would say a state of being stuck. And many people, when they see me, they already tried many things. They tried therapists, maybe for months, maybe for years, and it didn't work. So it's hypnotist is kind of like a last resort for people. It's not the first step to change, but more like a last resort. So pain, Hypnosis is very good for pain, for those people that want to overcome pain, back pain, for example, because we keep lots of emotions inside of our body. We have stiff neck, we have lower back pain, even fibromyalgia, IBS, any conditions that have at the root cause some emotional pain. And when we grow as children, very often we go through pain, emotional pain, abandonment, corporal punishment, being spanked, being put down sometimes. For a little person that is looking up to his or her parents as, the source of love, to encounter that treatment, this is a trauma for the entire life. And then people, it's not a personality flaw. People very often beat themselves up and they carry those labels, I had this label, I was carried that label, all my life, because I was born an introvert. I was born a calm, girl who was very happy to play in the corner, but I was forced. No, you have to go out and play with the cousins. You have to go. And I didn't want. I just felt comfortable playing with my dolls. So I was labeled shy. And this is a lie. I wasn't shy. I had a preference. You have, in India, about 3 gunas, right? Like first person who is rajasic, tamasic, or sattvic has the combination of those 3 personality traits. So we come with that to the world, but it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us. It's just a preference. So any condition where you feel, as you said, I'm a person with a weak mind, that's a lie that you are just repeating. Says who? Says who that you have a weak mind? I mean, you're sitting here, you are a leader, you are organizing that podcast in your free time, you're inviting exciting people, you make life excited for other people. I mean, a person with a weak mind would do something like this. So to me, as a hypnotist, is just to destroy those lies and peel off all those labels that people are carrying. And I love doing that.
I see. One thing which stuck in my head was that when you said that hypnotists are the last resort. So was it a statement that it is telling the reality, or were you trying to say that hypnotist can be the first resort too?
Of course it can be, and it's faster, way faster than months and years of therapy. But because when most people, when they hear the word hypnosis, what comes to mind is mind control or stage hypnosis. When you see those people, quacking or behaving like really silly, so obviously you don't want anybody to control your mind. So usually, when people start on their path towards self-realization and healing, they go through more traditional cognitive behavioral therapy, speech therapy, and they go month after month, and perhaps it's not working. So they are exploring and they say, oh, maybe now if this is not working, maybe this is going to be working. So this is usually how it works. But of course, it can work at the beginning of the path of healing, and it's very powerful. And it's actually, there's lots of studies. There are websites that are just devoted to studies of hypnosis for IBS, for anxiety, peer-reviewed studies that give you exactly, percentages of improvement of actual physical conditions. And, you can educate yourself and give it a try. There are no side effects.
I understand. I guess that not social media, but old movies, these comics and some TV series, they have actually transformed hypnotism into woo-woo. Because nowadays, because I can now look up on YouTube or on Wikipedia, on so many places, and there are many therapists who actually have YouTube channel just like you. And first of all, tell viewers your YouTube channel's name. It's beautiful.
I actually changed it to my first and last name. So Iwona Roslonek is the name of my YouTube channel right now, because I'm just focusing right now on public speaking phobia. What was the question?
My question was that there are some different type of people here, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
So many people will exploit hypnosis. They will, and they did in the past. They appoint themselves as gurus. Okay, in your country, as guru, and in Canada as some kind of a spiritual personality, and they pose themselves as having the answers to your questions. So you go and follow them. They know you don't. You have a weak mind. They have a strong mind. So from my point of view, you are already born that. You are already born with all the answers to your questions. But they're within, they're hidden, they are hidden by you are ugly, you have a weak mind, you are clumsy, thousands, hundreds of thousands of suggestions. You don't see your own shine, that it's there. But when you study scriptures, they all point you there. Even in the Bible, it says the kingdom is within. It's not there where you're looking. It's within you. And Atman is Brahman. So you are that. You have all the answers. So that is my goal. But yes, there are many spiritual gurus that will say, I have those magic powers, follow me, be careful. If anybody tells you that they have the answer, not you, and you are weak and lower, and then avoid. That's my advice.
Yeah, I guess you can just see it on TV or on YouTube, and you can say, he's making fool of people. I should change the channel, because saying something against someone online is even more riskier than just ignoring it altogether.
Yeah, that's right.
One more thing is that, again, continuing that there are different people who are doing hypnotism. Also, there are different people who are suffering from something and want solutions through hypnotism. And do you have to customize your ways?
Always.
Someone?
Always, because and they're also hypnotists, hypnotherapists. You can use this interchangeably. Hypnotist can be stage and can be for change work, for therapy. Hypnotherapist is just for therapy. So in that case, let's use just hypnotherapist. So they are using scripts. So they will have, as you come with anxiety, let's say, they have a script for anxiety and they read it, and then off you go. I don't work like this. You come with me and you are my script. I don't know where you're going to go. I just start and I ask you, what's the problem? And you're going to go in the direction. You are my script. I look at you and I see you already go. I see when you go into trance. I see when you're searching into your subconscious mind. So there are no one method for everyone. Even though some people use that, and there are also hypnosis schools. They will teach you, this is the way, this is the only way. Follow us, run. There is no one way, because every person is different. Every person is its own universe. So how can you apply just slap just like a one technique and expect for this to work. Therefore, for many that try hypnosis, hypnotherapy, it didn't work because maybe they were just applied, a script.
You already said that you went to a psychology school, but is psychology the basic requirement to become hypnotherapist?
No, it's not. You can learn hypnosis with the courses, different courses that are out there online, but you will have no idea about how to do it until you practice and practice and practice. Every person that will present itself, it will be reacting in a different way, will have a different story, will have a different pain. And, under one pain, there will be other pains attached, right? So, yes, you can learn basics, but, the more you practice, the more you realize how much more there is out there to explore, and it's just like a never stop learning. I will be 80 years old and I will be still learning, I'm sure.
Got it now. So just for my understanding, can you, from start to end, in brief, obviously, tell what do you do in your sessions, or when do you think that this person comes to you and now you can say, okay, then now you are cured of your problems? What happens in that process?
So in this process, I ask you, what's the problem? And you come, you tell me. And then we start talking about that problem. And from that problem, it leads to another one and another one and another one. So we go on that pathway. And then all along, I'm observing you very closely. And I see those unconscious moments, which is your mind communicating with me on the other level than you are communicating just with talking. There's twitches, there's some, unconscious that maybe you're blinking like this. So I know we are on the right direction towards solution. And then I just guide you and you provide me a solution, basically. So I also, I can use different methodologies. I can, so that would be more like a conversational hypnosis, and that can work for a person to solve the problem. Or we can go into a trance. Some people, this is what they expect. They come to me to be hypnotized and to experience trance. So we would go into a trance, and then I would establish ideomotor movements. So for example, like this. So I'll ask my client to put a hand like this. The person is in a trance. And I say, right now I'm going to communicate, not with you, Varun, but with Varun's unconscious mind. And if Varun's unconscious mind is willing and ready to communicate, please make a signal. And it can be anything. It can be eye twitching, it can be eye twitching, it can be head moving, it can be this. But this is very involuntary movement. So then when I establish communication with the unconscious mind, then I communicate directly with that part that is running that program: anxiety, smoking, overeating. And I'm inquiring with that program, what's this program positive intention? And you don't have to tell me. You just have to make a signal that you understood and you know what's this positive intention. And then what are other types of behavior that would satisfy that intention? So we have a communication. Your unconscious mind communicates with me through body movement. I communicate with it through voice. And, we do this negotiation, and this is all done with respect, because that program, if you were a smoker for 20 years, it's a very committed employee of yours, very committed. You don't have to think about smoking. It's doing all the thinking for you. You just move your feet and go and smoke. So I asked that program, what other activity would that program agree to do other than smoking? And when that program agrees, please give me the signal. And there is a signal. So, there is an ongoing communication, right? So that's how I work. I use other different methods. I can go into your inner child, communicate with your inner child. Some people call it true self. Some people call it soul. Some people call it Atman. So we go into trance, and you actually can see and experience. We can go into past lives if you're into this sort of things, and ask your ancestors for solutions. So there are different methods in my toolbox, because I went through those different schools. NLP, I also use NLP. I teach you how to stop an emotion and how to create an emotion. So if you have anxiety, I will teach you how to stop anxiety and how to create a calm, for example. So I give you those techniques. So when you leave my office and go back into your life, you can use those techniques without me being constantly present and having to see me once per week for life. You already have those tools in your toolbox. I teach you how to do self-hypnosis, how to go into a trance by yourself within 5 minutes, how to put those suggestions into your own mind by yourself, so you are independent. I don't want to chain you to me so you're dependent. I want you to be independent as soon as possible and working optimally by yourself.
When you say self-hypnosis, what does it actually mean? Is it like we are suggesting ourselves, or is it that I am making my will, or my will stronger than before?
Well, self-hypnosis is basically giving yourself suggestion. So making your mind receptive. So you when you are going through life, you go to work, you come from work, commute, stress, you come home, you are at this stressful, like a highest vibration of your mind, at the beta state. So I'll teach you how to slow it down, how to completely relax, let loose, so you open your mind into receiving the suggestions that you want to receive, whatever that suggestion might be. Maybe you want more confidence. Maybe you want to eat just healthy food 3 times per day without snacking. That whatever the suggestion might be, and whatever your wish is. Maybe you want to be, more outgoing with people. This can be so many different options. So when you practice this on an ongoing basis, self-hypnosis, you can rewire your mind for a mental state that you want to be in. Performance. Just yesterday I had a client, and she is from England, and she rides horses, and she had a performance. She breeds horses and for competition, and she said, it's very stressful. Next day, she's seeing the owner of the horse that she's training, and she's going to do jumps, and very stressed. So she came to me, and I put her into a hypnosis, and we were training with the mind how to do those jumps perfectly, because your mind does not differentiate between real and imagined, So you can imagine, and it's just like you do when you have anxiety. You constantly imagine the worst case scenario, but you can imagine the whole performance. And many athletes do those type of exercises. Or golfers, they just imagine the perfect swing, and their mind is coding that in its neural circuits. So you can train your mind through self-hypnosis for becoming more emotionally, if you are an angry person, for example, or you react emotionally, you're not going to advance very far and not as a leader, because people are not going to be very happy to follow you. So, you know, you have to address your anger. So how are you going to do it? You know, by yourself, you don't know how. So through self-hypnosis, you can actually address that emotion and learn how to create peaceful emotion. What is triggering you? You know, I teach my clients, they come and they say, every time I see my mother-in-law, I'm just exploding. So we go specifically to that moment where they see the face of the mother, and sorry, it's not against mothers-in-law because I'm going to be a mother-in-law myself. So what is that trigger? Is the mother-in-law that is triggering you? Is it the fridge that is triggering you to open it and overeat? So we work on those triggers and we come up with a different behavior than is that one that is automated, already wired in your brain.
I, I understand. It's really fascinating. I have never, I mean, actually, I have been hypnotized in the past by myself, thinking, as you said, that I'm not good or I'm too good. Either of them, people do extremes. Um, One more thing, Iwona, I would like to ask, which you already said that this is pandemic and you have international clients with you and you are doing it over Zoom. How how do you do it and how is it different from in-person hypnotherapy?
There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference. Actually, it's even better for the client because the client doesn't have to commute. It's safe in a safety of his own environment. Has his favorite chair. I don't do it laying down. So you know you need to sit in a chair, very comfortable. And I can service clients from all over the world. You know, there's no difference because this is your change. The change is happening within you, right? I don't have to touch you. I don't have to do anything to you. I just guide you, and you are going inside of your mind, and you're doing this change yourself with me being a catalyst. So Zoom is actually really perfect for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if technology is helping people to get out of something which they cannot, then it is nothing is better than that. And do you have anything else to tell me which I haven't asked already? Because I think from my whatever level I know, I asked you about hypnotherapy. Do you have anything else to inform me?
The most important thing that I have for you to convey to you, and I know you're not going to accept this with your conscious mind, right? Where I say that you have all the answers to all your questions within. They're buried inside. You know, when you think, when you were, 10 months old or 12 months old, just laying there on your back, you didn't know how to speak. You didn't know how to walk. You didn't know anything. And you had so much courage. You know, you were born on day one with a loud scream. Every single one of us, fearless, shameless. You are not ashamed of your body, like we all are so paranoid that our body is not perfect right now. So your natural state is being unlimited. If the only thing from that conversation that you will remember is that your natural state is unlimited, and by whatever means you can do it, and there are many pathways that all, as they say, they all lead to Rome. At some point you will discover just that. And we had our ancestors, this is 196 Yoga Sutras that I put on the canvas. All meditation practices that were to lead us to Samadhi were all going within. They were all guiding us within, for the inner exploration, for that journey. Hypnosis is just a quick way for quick change modality that doesn't require months and years. So it's for someone that is suffering and wants to change quickly. And yeah, if they want to contact me, I have a website, is weandanxiety.com. And they can schedule a free 45-minute strategy call to see if we are a good fit. And also, my name, Iwona Roslonek, on YouTube, where they can see my conversations with my clients whom I helped with anxiety or with sugar addiction, with different problems. And yeah, I'd love to help. Keep on searching. Never give up never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. You are born 100% whole, 100% complete, and 100% lovable. I mean, everybody that hold a baby in their arms and look at the baby, and nobody would say, "Oh, but you are not a dentist. Oh, but you are, you don't have a perfect abs." No, you are already perfect. So what happened? Something happened. We have to restore that back inside of us. So you already have it. Don't ever say weak mind. No, just erase.
I see. I mean, that's the perfect advice to everyone is, I guess, believe in self. And
yes, but they don't actually believe in that, and not on the deep level. You can read about it, you can repeat affirmations 10,000 times, but if in your heart this is not what you believe, then it will just bounce off you.
I see. So this is my last question, and this I asked to almost all my guests, because this is the question which I myself am searching answer for, and that is, what is happiness for you?
What is hypnosis for me?
Happiness.
Happiness. Happiness is to be myself without any care whatsoever what anybody says about me. To be my true self, to talk about those things that are dear to my heart. I'm a vegan activist, and many people might not like me for that, but I always speak about it. I speak my mind. I speak what's in my heart. I'm an open book, and it took me over half a century to get to that point. That's a true happiness. Yes, I was making big money. I was, traveling to Rome, Paris, London. It's that's happiness too, but it's fleeting, comes and goes. You go there, you have to come home. You get this raise, you're happy for a few days. Yes, then it just becomes you get, this new love in your life. Then you can kind of become boring and stuff. Comes and goes. But the true happiness, the lasting happiness that never leaves, is knowing who you are. And in the ancient temple in Delphi in Greece, over the entrance it said, "Know thyself." Know thyself, because if you know yourself, you will know the universe and the gods. You and I and every person that's listening to this is a universe. We are a replica of the universe. We were born through a big bang of two cells colliding with each other and exploding into 37 trillion cells. So imagine that. Imagine the probability of you existing is 1 in 400 trillion. This is how precious is that life. And to protect that life, we have a mind that is constantly scanning environment with one question: am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? And right now, being in pandemic, the answer is no. So that's why we struggle with anxiety, with stress. But if we establish that communication with our true self, you can do meditation, you can do scripture studies, you can do self-hypnosis. There are many ways. When you establish that communication, you know who you are and you are fearless in expressing it no matter what. To me, that's happiness. And I am 100% happy right now.
Yeah, again, God bless you. And you are absolutely right. I also learned that life is precious. I don't know when, but many years ago. And I started appreciating life. And as you were saying, I think I also think the same, that doing what you actually like, the freedom of doing it, and everything which comes, the experience, the small happiness, it's overall giving you the ultimate happiness which you look. And life is too precious. And I don't know, one day many years ago I came to tell myself that respect life, enjoy life, because you cannot see even darkness after death. So what's the point?
That's so true. And that brings me to my most favorite quote by, I think it was Pope Paul the fourth or the sixth. And he said, somebody should tell us at the beginning of our lives that we are dying. Do it. Whatever you want to do it now. There are only so many tomorrows. I love that quote because that gives me a hunger for life. Not tomorrow, right now, this moment, being here with you, with the viewers, having that connection. You're in India, I'm in Canada. Imagine that. That was impossible. That was a miracle. 10 years ago, it was a miracle. And now we're talking, we're having an amazing time. So just love that moment.
Absolutely amazing time. And do you have anything else, or shall we close the podcast?
Yeah, we can just finish on that note.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a beautiful but important note to respect life and live it.
Yeah,
So
thank you everyone for being here with us and for sharing that moment. And yes, just have a wonderful life.
Yeah, and please like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz, this channel. And yeah, I will put all the descriptions and the links to connect with her. You can follow her on YouTube, on her Facebook page, and also the website. Maybe if you want to try hypnosis to get out of some problems or issues which you are facing, then please do it. Give it a try, and let's see. And if you get successful in it, then we call both of you together and we have again a podcast with you.
That's right. Thank you.
That note, bye-bye, adios.
Bye.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.